think I'm live. Let me get set up here. Fun times. And I don't know if anyone's in here yet. It's gonna take me a minute to get set up with this. This is it's kind of a nightmare here. And I wasn't really ready for this. It was just something I kind of did spur of the moment. Decided to do. Let's see. Your current live streams. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and this thing is not. Let's see. Need to tie this to my phone. Sorry for the boredom here in the beginning of this, but things and my phone does not want to work today. It's always something. Let's see. Let's do this to the phone. And I can't see. All right, there we go. Guessing I'm live. I don't think I got anybody in here yet, but that's all right. I just want to I just want to talk a little bit, man. If anyone drops in here or anybody watches this later, I just came back from Vegas. Good old Vegas. And that picture in the avatar there, that was actually from my room. Of course, wasn't overlooking the event. I was overlooking Allegiant Stadium. Ah, there you are. Hello, hello. Allegiant Stadium. So, give me a sec here. Da, 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 da. All right, there we go. So yeah, Allegiant Stadium. And then and that would have been to the right of where that photo was taken. If I would have panned to the right, you saw the new Allegiant Stadium. Got some neat pictures of that, and then to the right of that would have been, at least from my view there, would have been the Luxor Pyramid. So pretty cool stuff, man. Pretty cool view. It was interesting. Vegas is interesting, man. Vegas is interesting. I tried to put the other thumbnail I was originally going to use was something that honestly I found very creepy. Because walking those steps, after seeing the video all this time, this is the first time I've been to Mandalay Bay, and I think I was trying to work it out the other day. I think 15 years. I don't think I've been in that place for 15 years. But figured I'd go out for the anniversary. And I was out there on the first. I was out there for a couple days, but I was out there on the first, and just avoided everybody. I didn't do any of the. I don't even know if they had any events or any of that stuff. I didn't even bother. I just kind of did my own thing. But figured I may as well go out for the anniversary this time. It's interesting though, man. It's interesting. When you first get there, right now the valet's shut down because the coronavirus garbage. When you first get there, you park in the self park, and I couldn't find any numbers on the ground. I don't know. So I wasn't even going to go look for the spot that he actually that Paddock's car was found in. But you walk in, you walk to those elevators. There's only 2 elevators, Otherwise, you got to go up some stairs, up or down some stairs, I guess, and take the elevators. Now, if I remember right, where I was parked, we had to take the elevator up, and but you get in those elevators and you realize, well, I know exactly which one he was riding up in, and it's the same elevator, same place. 3 years later, but it is. And so then you get into the hotel, and you got a bunch of restaurants. You got like little row restaurants. There's not too many, but there's they're on both sides of you, and you walk up and run into Mizuya Sushi. Mizuya Sushi. And I never realized, looking at those pictures, because like I said, I've been in Mandalay Bay in a very long time, that Mizuya Sushi is like open air, man. It's in the middle. It's not like a closed-in restaurant. It's like in the middle of the casino. It doesn't look that way from the photos, the videos, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it is. It's just sitting there in the middle of it's like an island in the middle of the casino. You got some TVs up there. You got a full bar going on there, and it'll be to your right as you walk in, and you can see, the exact seat, well, the exact place where he sat. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting. It's interesting after, I guess some other people may not see it that way. Other people may have been through there a couple times, but to me, this is the first time I've been there since, especially since the shooting. And walk across casino to the check-in desk, and honestly, I was trying to. I think I know where he checked in, but as I was looking back at my photographs of everything that I have, because I have a ton of photographs of this stuff, and as I'm looking back at my photographs of, what I have, what I thought was, the pictures from the video, from the New York Times, all that sort of stuff. There's a little discrepancy. So that was one of them, where I thought he checked in. I'm not so sure anymore, because there were some discrepancies in the architecture there. The front doors, those giant revolving doors, you see him walking in and out of, those are no longer there. That I'm pretty sure I was in the right damn place for that. And you can actually tell, and I believe they took those out because of coronavirus. I have a feeling. Somebody shared a video with me the other night of those revolving doors being there in 2020, in January 2020. Where that is, those doors are no longer there. The revolving doors are no longer there. They just have regular doors now. And, I got some pictures of that too. And you can actually see where it looks like there's some new metal there. So they took those out, and I'm guessing they took them out because of coronavirus. Nothing nefarious than that. Then you go up to your room, man, and you go through the stairwell, the the crazy ass stairwell, and since we were staying at the top, as you can see in the photo, you have the foundation room, right? So and this was a little confusing to me until I actually went in there and looked at it. So you have the elevator bank, and I'm not even sure if the others all dead end. I think they do. I think all the elevator banks dead end except for the one leading up to what is, I believe, the bottom floor would be. I think it's 57 now. I believe it was 32. I think 32 is the bottom floor on that elevator bank, and the top would be 61, and then above that you have oh god, what is it called? It was some sort of lounge for all the high rollers, and then above that you have the foundation room. So you have basically two kind of club kind of things up there. And that's where that elevator leads to. The accordion door is there. I have pictures of the accordion door. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I have all kinds of pictures. I got video of the accordion door in that elevator bank. That is, at least it looks like a permanent structure. It sticks out maybe 6 inches from the wall, and I've got pictures of that open and closed. At night they close that thing, and it's kind of what I thought it was going to be. On the other side of that you have the House of Blues entrance. You have an entrance that says House of Blues, and and you got a guy there letting people in, and and they close that accordion for that. And that guy lets them in, and they must lock out those elevators to just go to the foundation room. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But they're allowed to use the last 2 elevators in that bank. The other 4 elevators would at that point be for the guests. Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Um, and the other 4 elevators in that bank would be for the guests. After that point, and then in the morning, when you come down, of course, when the foundation room's not in business, you have those accordion doors are open, and you can use the last 2. You use the whole 6 elevators to get up to your room. So that's that was something I was interested in. I was kind of interested in what was on the other side of those accordion doors, and that's what it is. It's the and you go across the if you go through those doors, you go through where the accordion is, you go through that side, you end up at the House of Blues entrance, and you end up with I think you're in the casino at that point. I think it's kind of the corner over there, but I think you're in the casino at that point. And I think that's technically part of the casino floor. It's the edge over there, so I don't think there's any games over there or anything like that. Now, it's kind of sketchy. I had a hard time doing a lot of this, taking video and pictures and stuff like that. It was a little sketchy because, this is the anniversary. This was the anniversary, and because of that, and I don't know if it's directly because of that, but I'll say this: the Mandalay Bay had a security guy, was not dressed like a regular security guard. He was one of the guys in the suits and all that sort of stuff, and he was sitting out in front of the elevator bank that we were using, right? Because we were using the elevator bank to the top up there, which also would have led to Paddock's room. Those are the elevators that he used to get up there. Now I'm guessing because of the October 1st thing, they were worried about people trying to get up there, and because of that, they put a guy out there, and and he was making sure. I guess he was supposed to be making sure you actually had a key to get up there, because now I'm not sure about this, but it looked like to me we had to flash a card to get up to our floor. And we had to do that because we were in the penthouse. And yeah, I know some people spend a lot of money in Vegas. And so, we were up in the penthouse suite. I mean, you can see from the picture, we were all the way up there. And because of that, to get to that particular floor, you actually had to put your card. You had to swipe your card in the elevator. The elevator had a little thing like the doors in the rooms do, where you had to swipe it to hit that button. Otherwise, that button wouldn't activate. I actually tried it a couple times, and I noticed that some of the other people going to the other floors, they didn't pull their cards out. So there was that. All right. Now I don't know if to get to 57. I think it was 57, which was the old floor. 32. I think it was 57. I don't know if you had to use a card to get to that floor. It's possible. I don't have a clue. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see anybody, get off on that floor when I was there. But anyway, so you did have a security guard out there, right? And and it was interesting because somebody came up, and I don't know, man, is it one of you guys? Because is it somebody who's listening to this video? Because somebody came up and started talking to that security guard, and I didn't really get a good look at him because I was walking by, I was walking out. Somebody went up, started talking to that security guard, and all I heard the security guard say was, "Sorry, that guy a couple years ago started shooting, fucked everything up, and we can't allow that now." So I don't know who that was, who was trying to get up on that floor, or what they were asking him. I don't even know. But yeah, that was kind of an interesting thing. So it made me wonder if that security guard was just there because the Route 91 thing was happening. That we were at the anniversary of this event. That I'm not too sure about. But you get up into that hallway. Hey, you look down that hallway, man, and videos, pictures, none of that shit does anything any justice. Really, it doesn't. You look down that hallway and you're thinking, holy shit, that's a long walk in gunfire. That is crazy. That's a crazy ass hallway. Um, yeah, like I said, the pictures don't do it justice. You know, when you're actually there looking down that hallway and the doors at the end are a very small speck, that's something, man. I can't imagine, dude. I can't imagine being a cop thinking, holy shit, how am I going to get down the end of this thing? Um, of course, I'll say this, man. I stayed in the 100 wing. So, um, of course, I was a couple floors up and not in the exact spot that he was in. I wasn't on the end down there. But yeah, I was in the 100 wing. So, you look down the hallway and you're like, holy shit, man, this is a long fucking trip. That's a long trip, man. That's a hell of a thing, man. And then there was a cart in the hallway. Now, I believe somebody told me that you had to spend, I forget how much money, to get a room service. I think it's actually tack on some money to actually get room service on a cart to your door these days. I don't know, but somebody had a cart up there, and I think that's got to do with coronavirus, them having to clean everything out, that bullshit. Um, but there was a cart up there in the hallway, and I got a picture of that. Originally, that was the avatar I was going to use, but unfortunately, I can't. I didn't have time to really mess with StreamYard here and try and figure out how to get that picture to actually cooperate because I was putting it sideways. Um, but yeah, there's a cart in the hallway, man. It was all the way down towards the end. It wasn't at the end, so it's not like complete, reenactment here. But it was about a little further than three-quarters of the way down, man. It was almost all the way to the end down there. And walking down that hallway, seeing that cart, you're just like, damn, damn. It's a weird, awkward, strange ass feeling. It was a very strange feeling. That was strange. That was something, man. You know, and yeah, I get talk much about the room. The room I had. Well, I guess I could say a few things. Then the room I had these automatic windows, man, and this is all speculation, right? This is just the room that I happen to be in had this shit. Um, the room that I had these automatic windows that had a little keypad on the side, had 6 buttons on it. Top two buttons were, I believe, the top two buttons were the open buttons, or they closed. No, they were the closed buttons. And then in the middle it said stop, and then the bottom one said open. Right? You hit the open. There were two sets of curtains on each window, so there was, some little see-through ones on the outside, and then there were the blackout curtains on the inside there against the window. And so you hit the one button on open, it opens one of those sets of curtains. You hit the other button, it opens the other. Right? That way you can control them separately. You hit the stop button. Well, that's pretty obvious. It stops them midway. And then you hit the close button, it closes them. Now, to me, that was interesting. I mean, and that was, I got some video of that. And that was kind of interesting to think, well, Paddock actually did have a nicer room than the one I was staying in. And even though technically I was in, I guess, the Four Seasons. But, he did have a nicer room. And I'm thinking, wonder if he had something like that, And how does that change things, man? I got in an argument the other night with somebody, discussion, I guess, about how does that change things, right? How does that change anything? Well, who knows? First of all, this is all speculation because you can't say that he actually had this or he didn't have it. So, it's just speculation. But if he did, say he did in that room, that would mean that he would have automatic curtains, right? Couldn't just push them open, couldn't, open and close them at will. He had to actually follow the functions of the automatic, thing there. When he opened them, did they open from the middle? Did they open from the outside? How did those things open? Was it possible for him to just open that one window, open the curtains where it's just that one window showing? Or is it not possible? Is that the reason the curtains were closed? All kinds of questions came up out of that, in my head. So I thought that was interesting, but again, can't prove that's what he had. I can only prove that that's what I had going on. Um, the door lock, door locks. Now, the door locks have been changed since all that. At least the door locks that were up there, and I'm guessing the door locks for all those top floors because the 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 door lock that was on the little panel that you scan your key with that was on your door was the exact same one that was in the elevator. So I'm guessing that must be the universal thing they're going with now. And it was like a small round thing as opposed to what we see in the videos or what I remember seeing in the videos because I haven't watched anything in a while. But um, they looked very new. So I don't know when those were put in, why they're put in or any of that. Um, but the doors, uh, the door lock, you okay? So you can throw the deadbolt when the door is open. Obvious, right? You should be able to anyway. Um, when you depress the door handle from the inside, because you don't have to swipe your card for that, so you can depress that door handle anytime. When you depress the door handle, the deadbolt unlocks with it. So the deadbolt unlocks automatically. So this tells me, and this is just what I'm going through here, what I'm thinking is when you see in the door locks, you see the doors open from the inside, and then the deadbolt is disengaged, as opposed to the deadbolt is disengaged and then the door is open from the inside. That is the reason for discrepancy. It's the difference between somebody actually physically touching that deadbolt and unlocking it before they open the door, as opposed to somebody just saying "fuck it" and opening the damn door with the deadbolt engaged and the deadbolt disengaging on its own. So there was a little bit of that. And yes, you can, of course, throw the deadbolt and leave the door cracked open. I did that. I didn't have the balls to test out the hot sauce system, although probably should have, man. That's something I probably should have done, man. I probably should have left that damn door open for like an hour and see if anybody came up and talking to me. But nah, didn't do it. Like I said, it's a little sketchy. It was a little sketchy. I knew that they were on high alert. Uh, I'll be honest, man. The hotel looked like it had very minimal staff, and I know it does because all the stuff I've seen online of Vegas, and especially Mandalay Bay. I believe Mandalay Bay furloughed a lot of its staff because they're slow. But this weekend, they had a lot of security guards. They had a lot of them. So I'm guessing they I don't know, temporarily hired a bunch of people or brought people from other hotels. I don't know, but there were a lot of security guards. They all looked really young though. You know, I mean, there was one guy that looked like Campos. So I was like, oh man, but he was a skinny dude. I'm like, nah, it ain't Campos, but um, you got these deja vu moments like that. But they all looked fairly young. They all looked a lot younger. They were all in their 20s or whatever, and they were all wearing that same outfit. That at least I think it was the same outfit. I wasn't going to stare at them too long, but looked like they were wearing the same outfit Campos was wearing that night. And except the guy that was guarding our door. He was in yeah, he was in a suit, or guarding the elevator bank. He was in a suit. Um, let's see what else. I did see a plainclothes security guard, and he kind of it wasn't very good at his job. Let's put it that way, man. Because I spotted him pretty quick. Um, just the way he was walking around the casino, it's like, yeah, dude, yeah, I can see what you're doing. But watching people. But yeah, so that was interesting. I mean, there was a lot of I made it over to that healing garden place, and I didn't spend too long there, but I did make it over there. Um, it's interesting. There were a lot of families there and stuff. I didn't want to mess with people, so I really didn't spend too much time there. Yeah, I walked around a little bit. I will say this about that place. I kind of knew this going into it. This is nothing really new. They put that place in an area where It seems like to me that Vegas wants it forgotten, right? Because it's nowhere near. It's not near downtown, or it's not near the Strip at all. At all. It's not even close. Um, it's not near um, the Fremont Street, which is what they call the downtown. It's not near that at all. I mean, I guess it technically is. It's closer to that than it is the Strip, but it's not really close, man. You know, I mean, you're not going to walk there, not through those neighborhoods at least, because it did look like there's a few sketchy areas over there. You get outside of Fremont, it gets a little crazy. Looks like it gets a little crazy. Um, Now I've seen some crazy neighborhoods in my time, so to me it's not that big of a deal. But you know, you can tell that some of those places are a little sketchy. You don't want to be caught out there at night. Um, but then you know, you go up a couple blocks and they have what's called like an art district, which is kind of an offshoot there, and um, and it's on the other side. At least I think. I mean, unless I was turned around, it's on the other side of that art district. Because I'll be honest, man, it was hard to find. It was not easy to find. I mean, if there weren't a lot of people walking around that place, I would have probably driven by it 2 or 3 times before I found it. You know, I'm sitting there looking at you know, looking at my phone saying, you're here. This is the spot." And I'm looking around thinking, well, where the fuck is this thing? You know, where is it? And you know, because it's got me sitting in the middle of a parking lot, and I'm like, well, you know, there's a couple of restaurants there, but you know, where the fuck is it? And you know, but you look across the street and there's a bunch of people walking around inside of a park. It's like, oh, that has to be it. That has to be it. Um, you know, so that was, you know, that was interesting. I mean, you know, look, I'm not going to go there and mess with people. It was I did go there on the first, and you know, I'm not going to go there and really stick my nose into anybody's business and you know, deal with a bunch of grieving people. So you know, it was, to me it was a short trip. I just walked in and kind of walked out. I didn't really want to stick around and mess with people as they were you know, going through what they were going through at that time. I may be a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick. Um, yeah, 8 or 9 miles from LA Bay. That might be correct. It might be 8 or 9 miles away from there. That sounds about right, dude. But like, it's a difference. It's different when you're looking at these things through Google Maps as to when you're actually traveling the distance. Um, you know, Vegas really has two areas for the tourists, man. That's it. You know, you have the Strip, and then you have the downtown. You have Fremont. That's really it. You don't go. You don't. You know, as a tourist, you usually don't go outside of that. You know, unless you're really looking, you know, to see some of the local areas or something like that. But you don't have a reason to. So you never go outside of that. The art district, you know, honestly, that's not what Vegas is known for. So, you know, I mean, I don't see people traveling to go see the historic art district of Vegas, but you know, hey, to each his own. I don't know, but so you got Strip on one side, then you got Fremont Street, and then you got to keep going past that to get to and again, you got to understand this place is surrounded by desert. There's nothing out there, you know, outside of, you know, Vegas. I mean, there's, I guess you got Henderson right there, but you know, it's kind of you know, you're driving in the middle of fucking nowhere to get to this place, and you know, you're driving basically, you know, to a part of town that you wouldn't normally go to. And like I said, it feels to me, it really feels to me, and I, you know, I think this is sad. I don't think this is a positive. I think this is a very negative thing. But it feels to me that the city of Vegas just wanted that out of their, you know, out of their city. You know, as far as, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Here you go, you guys. We're gonna say that we're, you know, we care about you by putting this here, but we're gonna put it in a place where we don't have to see it every day, and the tourists don't have to see it every day, and we can all just forget about this shit unless you really don't want to forget about it and you want to go, you know, visit it. So to me, that was kind of sad, you know. But again, you know, I never seen that before. I never went to that thing before, so you know, I had to go check it out once, you know. I also went to the Melissa Ramirez site. I was there. Uh, so, I'm sure I'm on some security footage for that place. But, you know, um, I'm not even going to really talk about that. I'm not going to talk about Melissa Ramirez or any of that sort of stuff, or you know what I think about that whole mess. But you know, but yeah, I did go to that site, and I did see the what they set up there as far as that memorial and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting. There was an LVMPD badge there, and there was you know flowers and all that sort of stuff there. There was all kinds of stuff hanging around there. I think I actually have a picture of it somewhere. But I said I walked around that a little bit, try to get an idea of what uh, what that could have looked like, that night, and that was interesting. Saw a little bullet hole in the side of that, or the dent in the door there, and all that sort of stuff. Looks like the initials have rubbed off of that by now because I didn't see those there, but saw that. Um, I whether that's a bullet, whether that's I don't know. I'm not even gonna throw judgment on that, man, because that thing, some dude could have kicked up rocks and hit that thing. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Um, but yeah, I mean that is, honestly, that's kind of a long walk, man, across that open field, where they were parking their cars that night. Because I did walk around the venue as well, and fuck, that's a long ass walk in the heat. God, I don't even know what it was out there at the time. I think it was like 101 or something out there. It was hot, but yeah, I walked around the venue. Did a little bit of that. That day you had other people walking around the venue. So I did try to take some video, but it was very difficult because I don't want to get other people, you know, I don't want to point my camera in other people's faces taking pictures of people. So that was a little difficult to get any video of that. There was really, but you do see, and that was something different, right? Where you walk into one of those hallways in that hotel and you think, damn, this hallway's huge. This is a long ass fucking hallway. And honestly, I mean the event, the arena, the event center, or whatever, the venue is similar, right? It's a long fucking walk around that son of a bitch. But then you go look at that little wall where you see, cops hiding behind and stuff like that, and you think, shit, man, this ain't that big. That was where you know, things look small. All the areas there. And yeah, got a picture of the gate signs, all that sort of good stuff. The gate where they all ran out, there was something weird going on. I don't really get it. It looked like people were. I'm trying to think what they were even using, man. I don't even know. It was like, was it paper clips or something? But they were clipping these little tags, little like aluminum tags, um, to the chain. They had a chain link thing on that fence there, and they were clipping things that and it just said stuff like hope and whatever, love or something like that. And I didn't look like it said names or anything like that. But I didn't read too many of them because that's it's not what I was there for, man. I wasn't there to butt into people's business, But yeah, there were people walking around. Like I said, I was trying to be. I may be a dick online, man, but I try to be respectful out in the public, especially when people are dealing with something of that magnitude. Um, One of the gates was interesting. Fucked up story. One of the gates had there were some flowers. Somebody laid it. God, I don't even know what gate that is, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and look at my pictures, see if I got a picture of that one or not. But there were some flowers laying down at one of the gates there, one of the far ones. If you're on the stage, it would have been far right hand side, and that gate over there, and there's some flowers somebody laid there, and as I was walking, walking around the venue, I came back around, and I see some homeless girl with those flowers in her hand, And I think it's son of a bitch, man. This chick just ganked the flowers. That's fucked up. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, you know what, bro? I mean, it's interesting too, because like I said, I actually stayed in the Mandalay Bay. And, I'll tell you, man, if, and it's not one of those things of, you know, I understand people have, problems giving Mandalay Bay any money, which, you know, I didn't really, I didn't really have to give them money, man. That room was free, but it was free because someone else is giving them a lot of money. Um, yeah, it might be Gate 6. I'm not even sure. It's not the one that everyone rushed out of that we see the, you know, uh, whatever his name is, Ramirez or whatever, the tall ace of spades video. I don't remember the guy's last name, but um, it wasn't that gate. It was the next one down. It was further down. Um, but yeah, somebody laid some flowers there when I walked around it. When I came back around, there was some girl with those flowers in her hand walking away, and she's obviously homeless. Um, but it's interesting, right? It's an interesting experience. It's kind of creepy. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it felt very very creepy um, walking around that place. It's still most of it still looks the same. Um, I went to the high limit room. I saw the exact machines, that he used um, to play. And it's interesting when you get a different perspective, right? Because you're not looking down from a camera at it; you're actually looking around it. And to see that room's fairly small too, man. It's not that big of a room, the high limit area. And the one where he's winning, where we see him jumping from machine to machine, and he keeps getting hand pays on the various machines. Um, those were basically just four poker machines all lined up in the high limit area, and I believe on the other side were four more poker machines. Um, and I forget what they were called. They were called Ultimate X, and I forget what they were on the other side, what the ones on the opposite side were. But yeah, I'm guessing those same machines. They're probably the same damn machines. I don't know. Probably the same machines. They could probably reprogram those things though if they want to, but I think they're the same damn machines. I'd have to go back to the footage and look because I do have pictures of those. Which you're not supposed to take pictures of machines, but whatever. I don't think they care as long as nobody's gambling on them. And yeah, so I got some pictures of that. That was interesting. Walking around that little room, thinking that was part of it. Um, the other bank that he got a hand pay on, I don't know where that one was because that was in the general population of the casino. I probably should have actually seeked that out, but I'll be honest with you, man. Whew, it was a hell of a trip, man. I mean, I did a lot while I was there, so I had a lot going on, and it was kind of a marathon of just one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. I went and walked over to the Excalibur. Yes, no, not the Excalibur. No, the Luxor. Walked over to the Luxor because I just wanted to see you know, how much of a distance that was because I know there's something going on with that I wanted to check out. That's a long ass fucking walk, or at least it seemed that way when your feet are hurting already. Um, but that seemed like a long ass walk. But they do have a tram that goes over there, so have to do some. I didn't want to ride the tram. I didn't feel like it. And honestly, I don't think the trams are even running due to coronavirus. I doubt it. I doubt they're running those things. There were a lot of things that were seemed like they were shut down because of coronavirus. Restaurants, stuff like that, bars. Um, so I didn't want to deal with that. Um, but that's yeah. I mean, and I even went and I went and walked to the notorious. Go to the restaurant. No, see, the restaurant he was eating at was Mizuya Sushi, right? Um, Mizuya Sushi, and I think you came in a little late. Mizuya Sushi, what the way that works is um, when you walk in, and right now and like I said, I don't know when you came into this conversation, but when you walk into the casino, when you first walk in, right now the valet is closed, right? I don't think they want other people in your car or whatever, coronavirus stuff. When you first walk in, you have to go to the self-park garage. Right now, that's your only option. You're going to park in the self-park garage, or you're going to drop somebody off at the valet entrance. But there is no valet to take your car. So you walk in, and you have the option there to take the elevators or take the stairs. I took the elevators, and as I was saying, I believe the elevators went up and not down. So what you went up. As soon as you get out of those elevators, you can see it on all the maps you have on the. I think you have some restaurant called Lupo or something like that, or a Lipo or something. It's something weird on the right hand side. Which I did see people eating over there. It is what it is. On the left-hand side, you got this giant statue. Looks like a kind of a Russian-ish statue because it is. It's I believe the restaurant there is called the Red Square, and they were famous for serving vodka or whatever. That was closed. And then as you keep walking, and you walk across this little bridge thing, there's an essential store right there on your left-hand side, right across that bridge. And then on your right-hand side is Mizuya Sushi, and that's what you're talking about, the restaurant. I believe that's what you're talking about, the restaurant he was eating at. Unless you're talking about the noodle bar, which was conjecture that was, some lady said she thought she saw him in the noodle bar. I didn't get any pictures of the noodle bar, although I walked by it a bunch of times. The Mizuya Sushi, though, yeah, you kind of, you have to walk by it. You actually have to. I mean, you could walk on the far end if you take the long scenic route and go towards the little food court they have there. But generally, if you're going to walk in from that parking garage and you're going to go either into the casino or you're going to go into, to the check-in desk on the other side of the casino there, you are going to walk by Mizuya Sushi. And it's going to be right on the right, and you're going to notice, when you're looking at it, on camera, it looks completely different. And in the fact that it looks like he's actually in a restaurant. But realistically, when you walk by it, it's like it looks like it's like an island in the middle of the casino. It's open air. There are no walls around it. You just kind of walk by it. There's, the TV screens that we've seen, of him watching LeBron James in an interview. I believe it was. Sitting at about, the 5th or 6th seat down or something like that. You will see it on the right-hand side, and you will recognize it. It is pretty recognizable. I doubt they had earplugs in the essential store. I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it, though. But yeah, there was a little essential store down there. And there was, at the bottom of the elevator, there was a market that sold, food and drinks and all that kind of crap. But, like I said, it's interesting. If you go there, I would say, if you don't have any scruples giving money to the the MGM, I would say spend the night in the Mandalay Bay, man. And it doesn't matter what floor you're on, because they're all going to look fairly similar, as far as those hallways and stuff like that. Just you'll get the experience, man. You'll understand when you look down that hallway and you think, God, damn, that is a long way to be running down through gunfire. Even Campos, I kind of stopped in one of the alcoves there, and I'm like, woof, man, is someone shooting at me? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to want to run down that hallway. That's crazy, and I debunked myself at one point, I sat in the alcove, and I was always of the impression that, why did Campos let Shuck walk all that way down that hallway before he said anything to him? Because to me, it was like, he should have had enough of a sight line down that hallway. He should have seen all the way to the center core. Nah. Reality, I went and I sat there. I got myself in one of those alcoves, and I looked, and I'm like, damn, dude, you can't see shit. Can't see shit, dude. Unless you're going to stick your head out, you ain't going to see nothing. So that debunks something that I've been saying for quite a while now, as far as the Chuck Campos thing. So I was kind of curious about that. I had to see that for myself, but yeah, it was an interesting trip, and like I said, I would tell you, if you're really interested in kind of getting an idea of what happened with the police that night, with everything basically surrounding this event, I would say Mandalay Bay is your place. Um, you know, I, but I do understand the scruples people have with giving the MGM money at this point. But if you don't have a problem with that, and you want to see the real shit, I would say go stay at the Mandalay Bay. It's definitely uh, it's an eerie experience, man. All I could say is it's like, to me, it was kind of like walking through like I hate to say this, man, but yeah, to me, it was like walking through like a haunted house, man. It was eerie. It was strange, because I think most people don't see it that way, because most people haven't gone through a lot of this. But you know, when you get out of that elevator, you're like, wow, man, this guy took some of these elevators. I took the exact elevator, I think, on the last day. The exact elevator that the cops used to get up there. You know, the notorious one behind uh, the accordion doors, right? Same one, dude. Same elevator. And you're riding up that, and I'm like, wow, dude. This is the same one. This got a lot of action that night, man. Levi was sitting here in this fucking elevator at one point. You know, um, and I didn't really think about that at the time, but later I got out and I thought, yeah, that was the elevator. Holy shit. But then you go look down that hallway and you see it. With my experience, when I got there was a cart in that hallway. And that fucking cart, man. That thing was almost there. Let's see. I noticed, when I first got there, that cart was there. Trying to think, that was about what, 9 o'clock at night, maybe 8 o'clock at night, something like that. You get up there, see a cart all the way down at the end of the hallway, man. Like, what the fuck? And then the next day came back, and I think it was about 1 p.m. And the cart's still there, still fucking there, same cart, same door, all that. Nobody gives a shit, man. Cart's just staying there. It's a permanent fixture. And then I believe it was about 4 p.m. that I noticed it was gone. Right, so that cart was there for a long ass time, man. That cart was, and I think what it was, when the cart disappeared, the maids were up there. So I think the maids were probably the ones who called that cart in, but I'm not really sure. So there was that. That was an eerie experience, man. Walking down a hallway with a cart at the end of it, or towards the end of it. A little interesting, of a thing. But then again, it tells me, man. And I know everyone's going to shit all over this. Everyone's going to hate this, but Campbell saying he didn't realize he didn't see the cart. If they leave those things up there for almost a day at a time, I don't know, man. Those carts might be all over those damn hallways. Of course, there weren't any more in that hallway where that night, but he may see those things all day long. I don't know. I said, I know people are going to hate that answer, but just one of those things that runs through my head on this whole mess. But yeah, it was an interesting trip. It was a very interesting trip, and like I said, I didn't really bother nobody. I didn't get anybody's face. Um, I don't want to mess with any of the people that were there for the events, or any of that sort of stuff. I didn't even know what events were going on. I just kind of did my own thing the whole time I was there. Um, I wanted to be out there for the anniversary, though, for the first time in 3 years, because I keep canceling, keep flaking out. But and I had the opportunity to stay, in the Mandalay Bay, and stay at a, without giving them any money personally. They did get their money out of my friend, but they didn't get money out of me. So I felt somewhat. I didn't feel as shitty as I would have if I would have, paid for the damn room. But that's just me personally. But yeah, it's like I said, it is interesting, and I would say if you are interested in this whole thing, and you do want to get out to Vegas and look at this sort of stuff, at the very least, go walk through the Mandalay Bay. Go hit the South Park, and when you walk up those elevators, if you watch the footage of Paddock, when you walk up those elevators, you're gonna understand. You're gonna get there, you're gonna go, well, yeah, I've seen this in video, and you can look up and go, well, that's the fucking camera right there. That's the camera that took the damn video. And and then like I said, you go up to the front and you realize in the front that shit, the revolving doors are gone. Kind of walk around for a little bit I walked around like a little bit like a moron, thinking, well, where the fuck are the doors? Where are the this is the entrance. This is the entrance. I mean, this is the bell desk right here. This is the fucking entrance. Where are these damn revolving doors? And I took pictures of the doors, came back home, and started zooming in on shit and going, oh, there's that. That is newer, metalwork. It looks like it was welded in place in the center of those doors. And then you go back and you look at, like I said, someone sent me a video from January 2020 where those revolving doors are still there. Yeah, it's the exact same place, man. That's what happened. They got rid of those things. And guess it's coronavirus, right? Because you got people getting into a confined space. That's a no-no, I guess, in this day and age, or something of that nature. I don't know what the exact rationale behind that was. But, that was something that changed. The check-in desk where he checked in, right inside of those doors. It's jacked up because I think I know where that's at. I think I even got a picture of it. But, when I go back on the video, everything looks good. Everything looks kind of the same, except the desk, the countertop itself is a little different. I'm like, shit, man. I'm second guessing myself, thinking, well, maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not where he checked in. I will say this, and I haven't said this to anybody, at this point, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But there is they have a room there, and I forget what it's called. It's got some fancy name. It's not. I don't think it's a Crystal Lounge because that's something completely different. But it has some name like that, right? They have all kinds of these weird things in this casino. They have the Hazel Lounge, Crystal Lounge, all this stuff, But they had this room, and the person I was with told me that that room is actually for the high rollers. That is the check-in area for the high rollers. If they don't want to stand in line at the main check-in area, they have their own little, and I think it was like a concierge. I think that's where all the what do they call it? The casino hosts. It was a room with all the casino hosts, and I guess that's what you do if you're a high roller and you don't want to deal with the peasants, the rest of us here. You go to that room and you can deal with your host directly from that room, and they can actually get your room keys and all that sort of stuff from that room. That's what I was told by this person that I went with. He didn't do that, obviously, because that where he checked in obviously was not that room there. And that room is actually, if I remember right, it's around the corner from the stairwell. It's out there. It's in the casino. It's on the casino floor. It's on the sides. And I believe it was over there somewhere in the area of the noodle shop, but not next to it, just in that area, that general area. But there was that, There was I got a picture of Blake Shelton, right? See, I'm not a country fan. I don't really know anything about any of this stuff, but there was a Blake Shelton slot machine that they had there. There was actually a couple of them. And Oh, that's interesting, man. Here I am on the anniversary of the shooting of a country concert, and here's this country star, I guess, that has his own slot machine in the middle of this damn casino. Thought that's something. That's something. I don't know if that was a big fu or what that was, but it's saying, man, it's kind of fucked up. It just doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right about that, but again, I guess everybody processes this stuff different, right? You know, you may be one of these guys, these country guys, maybe, you got a lot of people out there think, well, the Mandalay Bay wasn't at fault for any of this, right? Um, then you got a lot of people, who've been looking at this saying, well, the Mandalay Bay is at fault and the Mandalay Bay is screwing over the people that, were hurt by this event. Um, but then a lot of people probably don't see it that way because a lot of people probably haven't looked into this the way that, you know, most of the people that watch this video have. So that's what I'm guessing. Anyways, guys, I'm going to shut this down. I just wanted to go over a little bit of the events of my little trip out there and just talk a little bit about it. But anyways, everybody, stay safe out there. It's coronavirus, crazy times, a lot of shit happening. I don't want to get political or any of that bullshit in this one. So everybody have a good night, and I guess I'll talk to you guys on the next one.